Hello and a really big warm welcome to this presentation from the Urban Penguin. My name is Andrew Mallett and today we're looking at C# and how we can use property methods to try and make our applications a little bit more easy to modify later down the track by using a level of abstraction, where we're actually writing through to methods and not the underlying properties, but the client code doesn't need to understand that. Come on, let's take a look. So we're going to waste no time in diving out through to my Rider IDE on my Mac OS system and then take a look at how we can use these special property methods. So I've created a new console application. We've got the very basic layout here. We can leave it as it is for the moment and then adjust it as we need to. But for the moment, I'm going to create myself a brand new class, and we can see how we can make use of these special property methods. So I'm going to go through and define a new class. We can call it, let's say, user name. We can keep this very simple. And I'm just going to then define my property methods. And we can do that through our block. We want this to be public. The backing fields, the fields that actually store the data, will be private. We won't actually know their names unless we set it. So I'm just setting up here public string, and I'm using then PascalCase so I know that this is a public field. And we've just got get and set, with the getters and setters being empty. So this is our basic auto-generated backing fields, but we're going to be using methods as properties to set these. We can see how this works, where if I create an instance of my username class, I can then go through and have my type of username. My object name is going to be U1, and I'm going to create a new instance, and I can set the fields, so my name, and have this equal to, I don't know, let's set it to something very strange. John Doe will do. As we look now within my username class, we can see the green highlight showing that the setter is being used. But so far we haven't implemented the getter. We're not reading this. But if I change now to the right line statement, and we can then implement u1.name, we can see now that the getter is also highlighted in green, showing that it is in place. Now this is the simplest form of our getters and setters. We can go through and execute it, and as I drag up the console area for the output, we can see then that it is working. Now, even though we haven't implemented any code in the getter and setter, this is just auto-implemented. It still is worthwhile doing early on in your development, because if you ever need to start implementing some form of business process in the setting or getting, we can do it without needing to change any of our client code. So this is known as abstraction, where we know how to do something, but we don't know how it actually happens. I can go through now and define my own backing field. I'm setting it to be private, so it can't be accessed outside of the class. It's going to be configured through my getters and setters. Notice we're using lowercase name instead of the PascalCase name. For our getter, where we're reading information, maybe there is no business process that I need to do. We just need to read that field. So I can go through then and put my getter code. And let's just get the brackets all sorted out. And once we're inside of our brace brackets now, I'm just going to return the private field. This can be accessed through our public method, but we have to use a method to be able to access it. Now, as we start looking at our setter, maybe this is where we want our business process to exist. So we can go through and enforce anything that we want. I'm going to have our name, our backing field is being set to the value that we're configuring within our statement, and we can convert it to uppercase. So at least we can see something happening. So now we've implemented our private field, we've named the field, and we can control the getters and setters by using the return value and the set value. Underlying, though, the abstraction means that my client code doesn't need to change. As I go through and execute the code, we're going to be able to see, hopefully, John Doe being returned in uppercase.
All that is left to say is thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, then you are probably sadder than I first thought. For more of this drivel, please subscribe, like and comment to @TheUrbanPenguin.